What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 2101 Stop Shop on YouTube. I'm Charles, and if you're new here, this is where we document real bills, real work, real results, right here in San Antonio, Texas. If you haven't seen episode 1, go check that out first. The link is in the description. Today is episode 2 of the 1987 Fox Body Mustang build series. On the last episode, we covered where this car started and what we've done to get it to this point. Today we're getting into the blocking stage. This is where the real prep work happens before we ever lay down a drop of sealer or base coat. A lot of people skip through this stage and rush through it. We don't do that here. Let's get into it.
Before we start, let me show you where the Fox body is right now. Every panel is off the car except the doors. The entire car has been primed. You can see it's in that gray primer stage right now. This is actually where a lot of builds go wrong. People see gray primer and think the car is ready for paint. It's not. Primer is just the foundation. What we have to do now is block sand every single panel to make sure the surface is straight, level, and completely free of imperfections before we seal it. Because here's the thing. Paint is not a body filler. Paint magnifies every imperfection underneath it. If there's a wave, a low spot, or a high spot in this panel, you're going to see it under the paint, especially under candy. And we're spraying Candy Pearl Midnight Blue over black on this car. Candy paint is unforgiving. The surface has to be perfect. So that's what episode 2 is all about. The first thing we're going to do before we start blocking is apply a guide coat. A guide coat is a thin layer of contrasting color, usually a dark spray, that we apply over the primer. The purpose of the guide coat is to act as a map. When we start blocking, the guide coat will disappear on the high spots first and stay in the low spots. That tells us exactly where the surface is uneven. Without a guide coat, you're blocking blind. You're guessing. We don't guess here. Watch how I apply it. Light, even coat. Don't try to cover everything heavily. You just want enough contrast to see what's happening when we start blocking. See that? Now every panel has a guide coat on it. Now when we start blocking, you're going to see exactly what this surface looks like underneath. Now we get into the blocking. I'm starting with 80 grit sandpaper on a long board. The long board is important. It spans across the surface and hits the high spots while bridging over the low spots. That's how you get a straight panel. If you use your hand or a short block, you'll follow the contour of whatever is underneath and you'll never get it straight. Watch the guide coat as I work. See how it's disappearing on the high spots? Those are the areas where the surface is higher than everything around it. The guide coat staying means that area is low. This is why we block sand. This is why we use guide coat. Because right now, under that primer, this car looks straight to the naked eye. But the guide coat doesn't lie. We go through every panel like this. Hood, fenders, quarter panels, roof. Every single surface that's getting paint gets blocked. No shortcuts.
You're gonna get so used to the old you that the new you makes you uncomfortable. He's gonna get so used to the old you that the new you makes you uncomfortable. Here's what I said. Big dog, the big beast. I told you I wasn't gonna touch the word. Number 2 is just wait on. I'm coming. Yeah, that's it. Ended up dead.
Right here. You see this? Guide coat missing right there. That's a high spot or a burn through. That means this area needs more primer. We're going to address that before we move forward.
That's episode 2 of the 1987 Fox Body Mustang build series, right here at 210 One Stop Shop in San Antonio, Texas. Block sanding is not glamorous. It's not the fun part, because everything you see in the final paint job, every reflection, every dent, every pop of the candy pearl midnight blue starts right here in this stage with this process. If you learned something today, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss episode 3. Drop a comment below and let me know what you want to see next on this build. We're 210 One Stop Shop, San Antonio's full service automotive repair shop. And we'll see you on episode 3.
Episode 1 out on YouTube at 210 One Stop Shop.